Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Extreme Tech versus Super AGL stage and essentially see how we can beat it, no item. So for Extreme Tech, this used to be one of the hardest, absolute hardest Extreme Super Battle Road stages. Anyone who was around when it first came out will tell you that a lot of players struggled with Extreme Tech, and that's for a couple reasons. Obviously at the time, not a big roster that had a lot of synergy, and of course when you don't have that synergy, as you all know, Extreme units tend to struggle a little bit. A lot of their link sets are built around synergy, having crucial components like big bad bosses, etc. So when you don't get all of that kind of falling into place, then things do struggle a little bit for you. With that being said, Extreme Tech has come an incredibly long way, and team is way different to what you could have run back then, and way better. Obviously the biggest advent of which is the Zamasu. So Fused Zamasu being an absolute fantastic unit for a lot of reasons. Firstly, he's 150% lead for all extreme type units, which is something incredible. And then of course he's a lead for a lot of the really good units on the team of 200%, and he himself is exceptional. Incredibly tanky, can deal high volumes of damage, just an incredibly good unit. So realistically speaking, Zamasu and the gang look really good. Zamasu obviously carrying a huge chunk of the payload, but being an exceptional unit himself. So I think that really obviously helped to service the team and push the team to being way better. But there are some other great units that came out as well. We have the Tech Android 17 and 18, a truly fantastic unit with a timeless active skill that essentially allows you to have a ghost usher effectively. But they themselves are also good, key blast nullification, decent damage, good defense, really a good combination of kind of everything you want with a unit, ideally. So I think ultimately they look pretty good, and I'm honestly very impressed with how well they do. Then we also have the Chad himself, Tech Giant Ape LR Vegeta, a really good unit actually. Like a very good unit. His AoE attacks can do some good damage, and after his super he's actually a good, strong defensive unit, because when you get his ultra super attack, his defense skyrockets. Then he has guard, so all of a sudden he has a pretty solid base actually to work off of. Not to mention as well that Android 17 and 18 have a seal, which is incredibly helpful and makes life way easier. Then we have Tech Janemba, big Janemba, base Janemba, whichever way you want to sell it. But Tech base Janemba, an incredibly good unit as well. A couple of things that he does that are very interesting. Obviously he has conditional support. He also has conditional damage reduction, both of which can make him incredibly tanky and incredibly useful. I find his support capabilities to be what I like the most about him. Well, I like his whole kit really, but realistically it's his ability to support the rest of the rotation and potentially tank if you can get some rainbow orbs with him, that I think really helps his functionality as a unit in general. But yeah, honestly speaking, just a very good team build. Nothing that I think is too wild. The Zamasu and Rose, also just great foil for the Tech Fusion Zamasu. Zamasu and Rose, just a very strong LR. Their Extreme Z Awakening was huge for them, just made them way tankier, made them build up faster, made them do some really big damage. So I think for me, definitely, like, if you had to compare Extreme Tech to what Extreme Tech was when the ESBR first came out, I think you would have to recognize that the team itself has stepped up quite a few levels since it originally came out. But with all that being said, I think ultimately for me, the team still runs the team runs now way smoother. And I think, yeah, you could definitely do no item runs before, but I think now you have just a bit of a wider selection of units, and honestly, Fusion Zamasu probably could just carry a no item run on his own at this point. Just so strong, and I think, if you look at Zamasu, like, he's just incredibly powerful. We do have the Extreme Tech, so we do have the Extreme Tech Fusion's Master, the original Easy Aid one, and that's for a couple reasons. Obviously, key synergy is pretty good. Like, he supports Realm of the Gods units. Obviously, we're using him to cater to our Zamasu LRs and our Zamasu and Rose, but he also debuffs opposition. So he debuffs their attack, he debuffs their defense, he does a lot of really good stuff in that regard. And I think for me, that is something that we have to kind of factor in. I think it's always good to bring these kind of units that still have this unique, bespoke usability. And I think he definitely has this unique, kind of versatility that I think a lot of players will really kind of appreciate and be able to use effectively, at least in this kind of game mode. So yeah, I do honestly think that Extreme Tech has come a long way. I think this team itself is an incredibly potent team, and like with any ESBR, your goal is always to build teams based on categories. So being able to do so here, where you have 150% across the board lead as your standing starting main lead unit, is always bound to be a great situation for you as a player, because it's just going to help you set up an incredibly strong lineup and team that can really do just quite well. That's it from me. Bye.